The helicopter that conveyed the president from Kaduna touched down at the Aso Villa at 8:45 a.m. Highlighting from the chopper, he was received by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and shook hands with those who lined up to welcome him. President Buhari was immediately driven to the First Lady's office, where he met with the Vice President, some governors, ministers and service chiefs amongst others.
Mighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who gives life and health and who has granted life to all of us here and granted health to our president.
After those prayers, the Chief of Defense Staff, Abayomi Olanishakin, spoke and pledged the loyalty of the armed forces.
Your Excellency, we continue to plead our unalloyed loyalty to you and say that we continue to perform our duties as member of the armed forces of Nigeria.
In his speech, President Buhari says he would reciprocate the prayers and kind gestures of Nigerians by doing more.
I am deeply grateful to all Nigerians, Muslims and the Christians alike, who have prayed and are continuing to pray for my good health. This is a testimony that in spite of the hardship being experienced, Nigerians support the government in its effort to tackle our country's challenges. The best way for me to repay you all is to rededicate myself to serving you, protecting your interests, and keeping your trust. I thank you very much. I am feeling much better now.
Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who spoke earlier, commended President Buhari for his patriotism to the nation and adherence to the Constitution.
The Constitution, which we all swore to support and obey, is one that prescribed the course of conduct that you took, but we know that that's not always the case. So I want to say that not only am I, but I'm sure this entire nation is grateful to you because you have upheld our Constitution in a noble and graceful fashion.
Chairman Nigerian Governors Forum and Governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari, spoke on behalf of the 36 state governors, while Information Minister Lai Mohammed spoke for the ministers.
On behalf of 36 governors of the Federation, Mr. President, we welcome you back. And as usual, we'll continue to remain steadfast to praying for you and for the nation to have a strength to take this responsibility.
All Nigerians, for their support, for their sympathy, for their show of solidarity, for the prayers they offered you, and I think it was what kept us also going.
The president had earlier joked on why he decided to return to the country on a weekend.
I deliberately come back towards the weekend so that the Vice President will continue and I will continue to rest. Thank you very much indeed.
Finally, the much-awaited return of President Muhammadu Buhari from the United Kingdom has come and gone, ending speculations over the president's head. The just returned president is promising to do more for the nation. All eyes are now on him to see how he turns the fortune of the country in days, months, or even few years to come. From the Aso Presidential Villa, I'm Ikharo Attah, ITV News, Abuja.